It is a common problem in many kitchens. You reach for your favorite wooden cutting board, only to find unsightly dark spots marring its surface. This is mold, a type of fungus that thrives in damp, porous environments. Wooden cutting boards, being naturally absorbent, can hold on to moisture from food and washing. If not dried properly, this retained water creates the perfect breeding ground for mold spores to grow and spread. These spores can come from the air or from foods like cheese and bread. It's a simple fact of kitchen life, but one that requires immediate and proper attention to ensure your cooking space remains both beautiful and hygienic. It's a good thing we have a simple solution. Using a moldy cutting board is not just an aesthetic issue, it poses a genuine health risk. Mold can produce mycotoxins, which are harmful substances that can cause allergic reactions, respiratory problems, and digestive issues if ingested. Even a small amount of mold can contaminate the food you prepare on the board, potentially leading to illness for you and your family. Therefore, it is absolutely essential to address any sign of mold immediately. Safety during the cleaning process is also paramount. While we will be using common household items, it is wise to wear gloves to protect your hands and to work in a well-ventilated area to avoid inhaling any airborne spores. This is a very important step. Before we begin this simple revival project, let's gather our materials. You will likely have everything you need right in your pantry. We will require media group, white vinegar and baking soda on kitchen counter, close-up of vinegar and baking soda containers, add stock, distribute equally, white vinegar, baking soda, and hydrogen peroxide. The standard 3% solution is perfect. We will also need media group, fresh lemon on cutting board, lemon being sliced in kitchen at stock, distribute equally, a fresh lemon, and some coarse salt, like kosher or sea salt. For tools you will need media group, soft bristled brush, sponge, and clean cloth laid out, cleaning tools on kitchen towel at stock, distribute equally, a soft bristled brush or a sponge, a clean cloth, and some paper towels. For the final conditioning step, you will need media group, bottle of food-grade mineral oil next to cutting board, person holding mineral oil in kitchen, stock, distribute equally, some food-grade mineral oil, or a specialized board cream. Having all your supplies ready makes the process smooth and efficient. It's a good thing to be prepared. The ingredients we have chosen are not only effective but also completely food safe, which is my preferred method for cleaning items that come into contact with what we eat. White vinegar is a fantastic natural disinfectant due to its acetic acid content, which kills many types of mold and bacteria. Baking soda acts as a gentle abrasive and a natural deodorizer, helping to scrub away the mold and any lingering musty smells. Hydrogen peroxide is another excellent disinfectant that can tackle stubborn mold stains. Finally, the classic combination of lemon and salt works wonders to both scrub and sanitize the wood, leaving behind a fresh, clean scent. These are simple, trusted solutions for a common kitchen problem. Our first step is to apply a generous amount of white vinegar directly onto the entire surface of the cutting board. Do not dilute it. We want its full strength to work on the mold. Pour it over the affected areas and use a clean cloth or sponge to spread it evenly across the board, making sure to cover every inch, including the sides. Let the vinegar sit on the surface for at least 10 to 15 minutes. This allows the acetic acid to penetrate the wood's pores and begin breaking down the mold spores. You may notice a slight change in the color of the mold spots as the vinegar begins its work. This is a good sign. After the vinegar has had time to sit, we will create a powerful cleaning paste. Sprinkle a thick, even layer of baking soda directly over the vinegar-soaked surface. You will notice a gentle fizzing reaction as the acidic vinegar and alkaline baking soda combine. This chemical reaction helps to lift the mold from the wood fibers. Next, take half a lemon and use it as a scrubber. Squeeze some of its juice onto the baking soda and begin to scrub the entire board in a circular motion. The lemon's acidity adds to the cleaning power, while the fruit itself is the perfect natural scrubbing tool for this task. Now, we will add another layer of cleaning power with coarse salt. Sprinkle a generous amount of kosher or sea salt over the baking soda and lemon juice paste. The salt acts as an excellent abrasive, helping to physically scrub away the embedded mold stains and any remaining residue without being overly harsh on the wood. Continue scrubbing with your lemon half, applying firm but even pressure. Pay special attention to the areas where the mold was most visible. You should see the dark stains begin to lighten significantly as you work. This combination of ingredients is remarkably effective for a deep and thorough clean. Once you have scrubbed the entire board thoroughly, it is time to rinse. Take the board to your sink and rinse it under hot running water. Use a soft bristled brush or the scrubby side of a sponge to help wash away all the cleaning paste and loosened mold particles. Be meticulous with this step to ensure no residue is left behind. You want the board to be completely clean. After rinsing, inspect the board carefully. If any faint stains remain, we can proceed to the next step using hydrogen peroxide. If the board looks clean, you can move on to the drying process. For those persistent, lingering stains, we will use 3% hydrogen peroxide. This is a very effective step for discoloration. Pour a small amount of hydrogen peroxide directly onto the remaining spots. You may see it bubble and fizz, which indicates it is working to kill any leftover mold spores and bleach the stains. Use a clean cloth to spread it evenly over the entire surface to ensure a uniform finish. Let the hydrogen peroxide sit on the board for about 5 to 10 minutes. It is a powerful disinfectant, and this step ensures that even the most stubborn mold is completely eradicated from your board. Be sure not to let it sit for too long. For extremely severe or deeply embedded mold, a stronger solution might be necessary. This should be a last resort. You can use a diluted bleach solution, but you must do so with extreme caution. Mix 1 tablespoon of household bleach with 1 gallon of water. Never use undiluted bleach on your cutting board. Apply the solution to the board, let it sit for no more than a few minutes, and then rinse it immediately and thoroughly with hot water. You must rinse it several times to ensure all bleach residue is removed. This method is effective but can be harsh on the wood and requires careful handling and extensive rinsing to ensure it is food safe afterward. Proper drying is perhaps the most critical step in preventing the immediate return of mold. After the final rinse, use a clean, dry towel to wipe away as much surface moisture as possible. Then, you must let the board air dry completely. Do not lay it flat on the counter, as this traps moisture underneath. Instead, stand the board on its edge or place it in a dish rack where air can circulate freely around all its surfaces. You can even point a small fan at it to speed up the process. The board must be bone dry before you proceed to the next step, which may take several hours or even overnight. Patience here is key. Once your board is completely dry, it will likely look and feel a bit parched. The cleaning process strips the wood of its natural oils, so we must recondition it to protect it. This is a simple but vital step. Apply a generous amount of food-grade mineral oil or a high-quality board butter to a clean, soft cloth. Rub the oil into the wood, moving in the direction of the grain. Cover the entire surface, including the sides and edges. Let the oil soak in for several hours, or ideally, overnight. In the morning, wipe away any excess oil with a clean cloth. Your board will now have a beautiful, rich luster and a protective barrier. Preventing mold from returning is all about proper daily care. The most important rule is to keep your board dry. After each use, wash it promptly with hot, soapy water. Never let it soak in the sink or put it in the dishwasher, as this will cause the wood to warp, crack, and absorb too much water. Immediately after washing, hand dry it thoroughly with a towel, and then let it air dry completely by standing it on its edge. This simple routine is the most effective way to prevent moisture from creating a hospitable environment for mold. A little care after each use goes a very long way. Regular conditioning is also essential for a long and healthy life for your wooden cutting board. The oil creates a protective barrier that repels water and prevents food juices from seeping deep into the wood grain. I recommend re-oiling your board once a month, or more often if it starts to look dry or faded. This simple monthly ritual takes only a few minutes but will keep the wood hydrated, prevent it from splitting, and make it more resistant to stains and moisture. Think of it as a moisturizing treatment for your board, keeping it strong and resilient against daily use. A well-oiled board is a happy and hygienic board. Despite our best efforts, there comes a time when a wooden cutting board must be retired. It is important to know the signs. If the board develops deep knife grooves or cracks that are impossible to clean, it's time for a replacement. These crevices can harbor bacteria and mold that even the most thorough cleaning cannot reach. Also, if the board becomes warped and no longer sits flat on the counter, it can be a safety hazard during chopping. Finally, if you have a persistent mold problem that returns quickly after cleaning, it may indicate that the mold has penetrated too deeply into the wood. In these cases, it is best to say goodbye. By following these simple steps, You have successfully rescued your cutting board from mold and restored it to a state of beauty and safety. It is a rewarding process to care for the tools we use to prepare meals for our loved ones. With a little bit of maintenance and proper care, your wooden cutting board can remain a reliable and cherished part of your kitchen for many years to come. Remember, a clean board is the foundation of a clean kitchen and healthy cooking. It's a good thing to know how to care for your essential kitchen tools properly and effectively.